Hey guys, welcome to Not So Nerdy channel. Today we are solving our 21st question, which is called generate parenthesis. Hope you have gone through my previous videos based on recursion and backtracking because that's important. So given n pairs of parentheses, write a function to generate all combinations of well-formed parentheses. So here let's try to understand with an example. You have n equal to 3. So your brackets are well formed. You have to find all the possible combinations with the brackets. So n equal to 3 means you have 3 pairs, meaning 3 open brackets and 3 closed brackets. So you have an opening bracket, okay? Then you have an opening bracket and again you have an opening bracket. So you close the inside bracket, then you close the next outside bracket, and then you finally close the next outside. So you see that every pair is getting closed. It's a well-formed parenthesis. You cannot start with a closing bracket. You always have to start with an opening bracket. And that's why we are forming all the combinations by having by starting with a opening bracket, okay? So from here we can see that, okay, so you have an open bracket, okay, and your n is 3, so means you can have 3 open brackets and 3 closed brackets. So when you have one open bracket, your open count is 1. You have used 1, and now you can either close this or you can open another bracket. So this changes to 2. So until and unless your closing bracket is not less than this, you cannot use it. Right now your close count is 0. You have not used any closing bracket. So you can use a closing bracket here. But if your closing bracket is 2, okay, you have closed both. Now you cannot have another closing bracket, means close should always be less than your open. It's very important, okay? Because if you do this, it will not be a well-formed parenthesis. So this is a very important thing to take a note, okay? So how are we going to form the combinations here? Okay, let's try to form combinations. So you start with an opening bracket, okay? Then you have 2 options. You can so you can have another opening bracket or you can have a closing bracket. Now here you have 2 possibilities. You can either have another closing bracket or you can close your bracket here. And now in this your only option is to your only option is to have an open bracket. You cannot close here, okay? Now in this you have used all your open brackets, so your only option left is to close it, okay? Now in this you can have 2 options. You can either close the outside bracket or you can have an open parenthesis, okay? Now in this one you have only option like you can either open it. You have 2 options here, or you can close it, okay? Now in this one you have all your you have used all your open brackets, so your only option is to close it. And in this one your close and open count is equal, so your only option is to open the bracket. And in this one your option is to close the bracket because you have used all your open brackets. So that's how you are going to find all the sequences and solve this question. Now here in this you have used all your open brackets, so your only option is to close it. In this as well, your only option is to have an open bracket. Now in this, finally you are closing all your brackets, and here you are closing all your brackets. Here also you are closing, and similarly you get all your combinations. So you can see here that you got in total 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 combinations with well-formed parentheses, right? So here what are you using? It's similar to backtracking. You have heard about it. I have explained it in my previous video, right? So you are like trying to find all the combinations and getting your answers. So let's try to solve the question. So your result is stored in some list. So let's have a result. Okay. Now we are defining a backtrack function here. Okay. With let's say some string, an empty string s, and you can either use open close or left right, whatever suits you. I'll use open close for better understanding. So your open count is 0 and close count is 0. Right now, initially, your open and close count is 0. So you need to have a base case. Okay, it's the most crucial rule, and I've told about this in my previous video. Just go check it out. So what will be your base case here? If the string length is twice the length of n, because here our n is 3, so our string length is going to be 6. If our n is 4, our string length is going to be 8, because open and closing, they are pair. So that is why we'll have to have the thing of it. So if your length of s, if your length of s is equal to twice n, you are appending your result. Like you are appending your string in result. This is your base case and you are returning. Okay. Now, if your left, or here in, if your open is less than your n, okay, you are like using the open bracket. You have to start from the open bracket. So you are going to call the function again, backtrack, with your original string plus the open bracket, just the open bracket. Then you are going to increment your open by 1, and your close is going to stay the same. Okay, I hope you are able to get this. Why are we incrementing open, and why are we like using the open bracket? And if, as we saw, that close should be less than open. So when your close is less than, I think open is already a function. Let's give open bracket b, open b. I'm changing the names here. Okay. So if your close bracket is less than your open bracket, only then you can call the function again, backtrack, and add your close bracket in the string. So s plus a close bracket, comma, open, comma, open b, comma, close bracket plus 1. Now here you are incrementing the close bracket by 1 because you have used it. And yeah, that's it. And you're going to call your backtrack function here, and you're going to return your result. So if you get the concept of backtrack recursion once, sorry, here uh, yeah, if you get the concept ones, sorry about the mistakes. It will be easier for you to, solve the question and understand it. And yeah, I, okay. So I hope you understood the concept and you can go through this again and try to solve it. That's it. Feel free to ping me. Yeah, bye.